Welcome back on board to Sunless Skies, everyone. I'm your conductor, Firespit, and I have no control over where this nightmare is headed. So let's go ahead and get started with this mess. Unfortunate navigator, huh? Iron by 6, veils by 2. Not the establishment. I want to get more guys to give me with the academy. Let's see here. I don't have any barrels of this stuff. Unseasoned hours. And they're not buying it, or, well, no, I have 2 barrels of unseasoned hours. I also got my chorister nectar. I need to get that dropped. That's more important. That is more important that we head down to Port Prosper. Gotta get that big clock finished constructing. Okay, the clock tower. Deliver the materials. You are paid extremely well for the delivery, and the foreman shakes you warmly by the hand. Well, it takes no time now, he says with a grin. Maybe we should name the damn clock after you, eh? Without a generous payout. Port report. What's going on in here? Terror has fallen in your reputation, Windward Company. Ah, okay. Well, if I had known that, I absolutely would have picked up that one thing. Eh, well. What about you, Incognito Princess? Oh, hang on, you know what you have to do? Offer transfer to sellers. Let's see here, Tracer's Wood. Alright, that's a bit of a travel, but There's wood that's all the way over here. Give me an excuse to go through unexplored territory, though. I just hope this guy who's complaining about his health doesn't heal over like the last person I picked up that was complaining about their health. That was fast. Yeah, I got nothing. Find interest among the settlers' belongings. Small house not too far from the station. An old woman answers the door. A young child at her elbow. She nods stiffly as she sees you. She accepts this creative remains. You are not invited in. Understandable. They point to the dock, so you gotta keep past the port. You can't miss it. If you have good eyes, you won't be able to see it from here. Messaging free, mind. You can travel first class. You have a minister's stamp permit. Or you can bring a couple barrels of hours to travel second class. Which means I probably actually have to undock and head a bit further south. Yep, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna need 2 of those. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to grab them. Unfortunate. I don't quite have favor with actually I might. Oh, let's go explore. There's a whole bunch of stuff over here. That's not gonna be that's not the direction I'm heading. We're off exploring, enjoying it. Only 1905. No, that actually tracks somewhere. That tracks with the timeline for Fallen London and Sunless Sea. Alright, now to figure out how to get over there. Hopefully there's a way over there in that direction. Hopefully. Just wish I could put more oomph into this engine. Overdrive of sorts. Oh dear. I did not mean to fire. Oh, this thing. At least. Okay, can't do anything here. Okay, passageway deeper into this, the reach. That is a giant flower, I just want it to be known. We got a campsite, we have a port. Man, that would have been awkward if that was actually just a solid object and not a bridge. And all things considered, though, it is actually pretty nice around here. Giant plant life and everything. Oh, I don't have my, can't do that because I don't have my drill. Jeez, okay. Settle down there, buddy. Oh, it's a giant swarm of insects. I'll take it. Hold. An intriguing bulging sack. How pleasantly it rattles. Rattles with coin. we got here? Oh no, not the bees! Ow. Oh, jeez. Oh no, run away. Of course. Let's just death him. Oh, nice. Run away. There's a port supposedly somewhere around here. Supposedly. Rumor has it. And with that, I'll at least be able to get to that question mark. What have we here? Ow. Let's read the ledger. The window frames serve as trellis for vines circumnavigating the signal box of plants. Stem resemble thigh-thick twine, giving the building the appearance of a hurriedly wrapped parcel. Inside, beneath the desk covered with rusted levers, in a luggage trunk, captains in dire need can borrow from the cash inside, but custom dictates they must later replenish it. The handwriting's poor but legible. Captain Abernathy withdrew fuel, giving no reason. There's a column for miscellaneous notes. The captain writes of a vast object that drew a burning arc across their path, seared a line into their vision, and the navigator's heart sheets the sunshine follow it for days. Let's take supplies. You'll write in the ledger. Captain's ship name, home port, taking which positing reason. There's even a space for any notes that suit your inclination. resupply the cache. Fuel, supplies. I can afford the fuel because we don't burn that as quickly. Oh, well, that's awkward. There's supposed to be a port somewhere around here. Nothing. Okay. Oh, I can't leave through there. Interesting. But perhaps I can get in through find something around through here. Looks like another way back to Port Prosper specifically. Specifically. We have the fuel, we can go check that out. Provided this actually leads anywhere. Not getting involved in that mess. In the wrong direction. Okay. Let's head to back to Prosper. Fuel resupply, and then we'll make our way back to Winchester since this was rather unyielding. But that tells me it's probably somewhere over here. That's probably not the port. The port's probably over here somewhere. Just a little unfortunate. I was hoping it would be closer. Actually, that might be a port. I think what we'll do is we'll restock supplies, purchase the unseasoned hours, and then we'll make our way back to Winchester. And if the job still exists to deliver those to the nature reserve, we'll take it. If the job doesn't exist, we'll just go ahead and cash in the hours back to Prosper. In Winchester. You know what? Let's give this a shot. Oh dear. It's fine. It's fine. Just being in proximity to this just hoses off the terror. Sky is wrong. This is not where you were meant to be. Is it a trick of the mist? Does wind carry you astray, huh? Ugh. Well. Oh no. I lost a crew. Oh jeez, okay. I don't think I can afford to lose another crew member. I didn't realize I needed 3 more nectar to complete that. Okay. Okay, we are in desperate need for repairs. I forgot about that. Okay. Now that we're properly crewed up again. Engine nearly docked. Okay, so I got the hours. We'll have to supply up to 5 barrels. The lead beater and stain rod nature reserve. Southwest of Nugent. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and sell the honey. A little more fuel and supplies. Alright, so southwest. So it could be somewhere along here. Oh, how I wish for a faster engine, though. But at least I'm no longer running skeleton crew. And I think that's probably the most important detail. Both of these will probably take equal time. What I could do is get down there and send my bat out to do some scouting. That might reveal the port. Now what do we got here? Let's get our terror greatly reduced. Speaking of marauders. Wrong way. Stop that. That'll learn them. Memorial of the End of Radigan. Oh, I was supposed to go that way. Turn around, turn around. I will need to visit the company house at some point to get one more ministry stamp permit to get transport permission through Albion. But until then... Yeah, there's a thing just over there. I don't think that's a port, but we'll go ahead and get this checked out anyways. Again, there's a giant flower. It's very lovely. It's exceptionally giant compared to the ones that are at this level and visually similar size. Ooh, jet sap. As compared to Jet Carl. Oh, nice. Hang on a second. There's the port. And considered going up along there, but that is barely what I would consider. That is, it's not south-southwest. That's southwest. West by southwest, if I'm being generous. Oh, it's not like Magdalene's, which had moved on me somehow. That happening was kind of weird. Williams wheeled. Yams. Massive ferns and fronds. Ooh, and a giant open space. Nothing bad ever happens from that. Ah, there's a thing up there. We'll check that out before we dock. Oh, that's a lot of pollen if the area is just green right there. Actually, this might also be a lot of pollen. I don't have my drill. Oh, there's another thing up there. See that other thing? Petals cone. That's a name and a half. You detect a whiff of cigarette smoke as you enter. A man in gray uniform and gray bowler rises from chair. I suppose you're looking for a signaler. Does that sound hopeful? How long has he been waiting here? Years by 6, veils by 2, villainy by 1. I don't. Well, I could use a signaler. I'm not looking to have any villainy on my ship. We caused quite enough problems on our own, thank you very much. And among those problems, I probably make up for about half New Winchester's tea consumption. And I will not apologize. Hear a distant drone, a crewman says porter bees. A cryptic stoker wants to hold a memorial service for the crew that have recently died in your service. Judged by tattoos, they storms studded with mouths, and his rattling collection of talismans. The ceremony is unlikely to be Christian. Your fortune, your hearts. Yourself, you are not, alas, a priest. This gives me 1 extra point of success. We'll give it a shot. Disappointment. Crew listens impatiently as you recount the names of the dead. You get the impression you're not the main attraction. More anime when the cryptic stoker takes the floor, speaks of lost voices carrying on winds of a wandering storm of yesterday's house, where those who were extinguished are remembered. Much of that increased terror, but a new port should reduce terror. This is a very pretty building. It's not a port. Oh, it is a port. It's not what I'm looking for. And however, in Titania. I mean, rats. Oh, they won't kiss my villainy. Oi, down here, 3 rats glower up at you. They're wearing tattered military uniforms and carry rusted derringers. They're polite enough to point them elsewhere. The hands make light work. They will get you chief engineers who will increase your... I mean... Yes, we are recruiting rats. I know I just said I don't need villainy on my ship, but... I'm not passing up rat engineers. The smallest, most scared rat is called Cinders. She introduces her companions. Oh, sorry, Scarred Rat. This, she indicates the rat wearing goggles, is my second, Petronella, our mechanic. She gestures towards a rat with glossy fur. And this is our agent, Provocateur, Albrecht. The rat inclines his head. We need a locomotive. These battle-hardened rats are all that remains of the Rat Regiment, a mercenary company active in the early days of the Winchester War. Used to be a dozen of us, the best sappers around, says Cinder. Now look at us, her whiskers twitch. Time for that later. We'll pay Archivist. As I'm the one who has to pay their sign-on fee. Oh, I see. Part 6 iron, 2 iron, 6 veils. They're both engineers. You know, it doesn't hurt. Does not hurt to have extra engineer on standby. Oh, I can talk to these guys. Uber is not intended for ears. Suggests the driver is running an illicit poker game in the hold. Into the hold and find the game well underway. The driver sits cross-legged in front of a pile of petulant sovereigns, 3 newly impoverished crew members. Stoker angrily throws an expensive-looking watch onto the pile and departs in a fury. The driver looks to be Archivist. Care to make a wager? No, I do not. Yeah, we'll let them continue the games. Driver nods you, eyes scratch an ear. Just for a moment, you spot something green winding around their finger. Huh. Keep scratching their ear even while driving. A nervous tic, or perhaps a sickness that might spread among the crew. But, oh, yes. The driver scratches again. It's nothing, just a little earache, I'm sure. It comes and goes. Their knee trembles with frustration of being pulled away from the wheel. Compensation. See, all fine now. I will recommend visiting a doctor. Not necessary, the driver protests, scratching at their ear with renewed force. The look of pain flashes over their face for a moment. Perhaps. My family is a specialist in Winchester. I think Father owns the building. I think I can call in a favor. Alright, we'll look at the rest of that later, since we're on Titania right now. Let's get our port report. What is Titania? A question with no easy answer. To poets, a place of inspiration. To stoneworkers, an untouched slab. To the playwrights, a blank page. A place of tranquility, of creation, and... Your interviewee pauses, suddenly looking worried. You hear buzzing. Apologies. Must get inside. You can't hear or see anything. However, it must assume it's just force of habit. The Raspotic Mayor. It's not the nature reserve, but Titania's petals fill the air with perpetual perfume, but eventually you become accustomed to it. Even the scent of many flowers in the mayor's small office sends your senses reeling. Obviously unaffected, she sits behind her desk and gestures for you to take a chair. Ask about Titania. A spectacle place, isn't it? We couldn't believe that nobody else had colonized it after all. Well, whoever built all the crystal domes and spires, honestly, I can't believe our luck. So somebody else built all that good stuff. It's about work in the port. The raspotic mayor shakes her head. I think you will find us most self-sufficient, Captain. Enjoy your visit. Take some poetry. If you think of anything that might require, you will be the first to know. Alright, back to the main port. Interesting. The mayor's only available on the port is undamaged. Light sparkles through the jeweled petals on the marble white paths. Wherever you explore, poets and singers perform their latest work, while artists peer behind canvases try to capture beauty in oil and chalk. In the horrors of the high wilderness, this is the place of safety and wonder where nothing could possibly disturb peace. But what is that buzzing in the distance? It's probably bees. The old pavilion rested in the curve of one of Titania's great petals. Interesting. You know, let's pass off 3 of these. Poet presses you for more detail. Captain, were you terrified? Ecstatic, my artist will want to know. Your answer is written down and heavily underlined. And we'll go and donate a vision of the heavens. Melancholy poet sighs longingly. Such courage, archivist. Oh, to walk the paths of heaven and glut your eyes. And glut your eye with wonders. The reward is handsome. The poet's look is admiring. Suddenly losing my ability to speak. It's probably fine. We got at the bazaar. Ah, crates of carefully packed munitions. And the sapphire souk. Nectar, supplies. We'll buy some supplies while we're here. May as well top it up to 5. And then we also leveled. To gain 5 parts of the Veil's Vision and Tale of Terror. Oh, that's from that specifically. You can pass it. Just keep boosting our hearts at the very least. You were the gossip of London's salons and the target of blistering editorials in the Gazette. Mad, they said. Bad, they said. Dangerous to new. Absinthe. Let's see here. What was the incident that exposed you to the buffeting winds of public opinion? A torrid affair? Or parade of debauchery? Absinthe. Wantonness. More absinthe. Brawling, gambling, blasphemy, and slander. Absinthe and Mrs. Honey. Mrs. Honey alone. Mrs. Honey and company. Is there advice you haven't explored? It's possible there are It's possible. There are only so many hours in a day. Nah. You spent much of your youth in the hard end of London where the gas lamps are scarce, and the prospects are bleak, and people are as flinty as cobble. Let's go with this one. Only your dreams of something better kept you going. As soon as you saw an opportunity to make a new life for yourself, you jumped at it, you haven't looked back. Smog painted your lungs black, your knuckles were scarred, but it was honest. There were diamonds in there. Nah. Get the hearts. Okay. Leveling up done. Go ahead and undock. So that's Titania. One of the two. It's quite the place regardless. From this part to just everything down here. Matt is pleased to announce it's found absolutely nothing. I know he's hiding something. Joseph's heading this way. It's Touch of the Skies. Let's try this one again. It did not work. Like I said, I knew the bat was hiding something. He's tricksy like that. I wouldn't say he's unreliable. He's just a little tricksy and fidgety. That's just more rock face right there. There we go. Scout reports a successful expedition. How I get there is a whole other question. Ours. Yeah, choo-choo yourself. And one more should get the message across. Let's explore the captain's cabin. What do we got? Salon suit gossip. I've got a whole bunch of stewed gossip. Opinions of the people gently curried. At a slow simmer. Seasoned with opinions of the disconnected masses. Anyone else been a little hungry? Let's get those two mixed up. Well, this is a thing. Wreck of the Parzival. Once part engine drifts here. You don't have visions of Parzival, you're unaware of what happened on board the Parzival. The engine drifts unhappily through the sky. Its hull has been split by the eruption of corpse-white fungus from the inside. The name Parsifal can be made out of brass letters on the side. First engine through the avid horizon, Navigator whispers. London's Pride, she was captained by LT Commander Percy Blythe, and her mission was to chart new horizons beyond Albion. She never came back. Bolt cutters and pry bars are required to break the outer door. Its locking mechanism is antiquated and slickened with an oily substance. You wrench the door open and are immediately greeted with a cloud of yellowing spores. Your vision blurs as your navigator torches them, igniting the air with burning fungus. A few gas lights flicker on the walls. The scratchy sounds of gramophone can be heard. Enter the wreck of the Parsifal. Still more majestic shout thou rise, more dreadful from each foreign stroke, as the loud blast that tears the skies serves but to root thy native oak. Somebody spilt raspberry jam. Let's explore the captain's cabin. Plush seats surround the decaying paper map, placed on a mahogany table, drinks some floating with mildew, on board and glasses around the table. Maps hang from sprouting fronds like peeling wallpaper. Spores float gently through the room. Logbooks lie scattered about the table, none date after 1897. The engine's destination was to be Traitor's Wood. Last entry regards it stopped at Hybris, which they named High Brazil. Something was brought aboard. Captain's bunk collapsed a pile of rotten wood and infected bed sheets wet with fungal growths. Or wet with fungal growth. When Britain first at Heaven's command arose from out the Azure main, this was the charter of the land, and Guardian Angels sang the strain. Alright, investigate the armory. The solid iron walls of the armory are stained and rotted with sporing bodies. Lockers hang open, revealing decayed and antiquated skysuits. The old design with thermal chest plate and brass buttons for fastenings. Several of your crew coo appreciatively, but back away when a prodding of one suit reveals a fruiting colony of gold and black mushrooms that sprouted within. Yeah, those suits aren't viable anymore. Amongst the outdated and unused weaponry, you uncover a trove of novels. Fanciful stuff, but all concerned with the possibilities of space travel and the interaction between modern man and the alien. On the our hopes we fix, God save us all. Shivering spasms, festering fungus separate the front of the train from the rest of the train. The only way forward is through it. Reach. Excellent. You organize your hardiest stokers in a rota, slowly but steadily widening the gap between the pallid walls of quivering fungal flesh. It smells direful, as are the ominous bulges protruding from the mushroom bulk. Thanks to your capable direction, however, a wide path is cleared straight through the fungus, bisecting it like two lungs, separated by the trachea. Pass through unharmed. Center victorious, happy and glorious, long reign over us. Explore the crew cabins. The sound of the gramophone are louder here. Battered metal and tormented wood paneling comprised the confines in which the crew dwelled. Chubby sews tools, round as pastries, dot the cramped bunk beds. Mementos of home are scattered about the brooding debris. Slim volumes of Arnold and Blake, vials of honey, and engravings of simple domestic scenes can be found under every bunk. You'll also uncover a little tally chart on the folded up bit of paper. It seems the crew are organizing a whip round for the commander's retirement present. They'd settle on a plot of land on Port Prosper. Still more majestic shalt thou rise, more dreadful from each foreign stroke, as the loud blast that tears the skies serves but to root thy native oak. 46%, we're giving a shot. Oh, nice. You go alone. Your crew disappears behind you, lost in a haze of orange and gold. Above, sacks of sporing fungus encrusted to the metalwork begin to erupt. Sharps of spores and viscous liquids render the train still more hazardous. You feel a peculiar sensation. Your hands tingle as though wishing to reach out to touch the fungus. Instead of one more drink to increase your speed. At last, you leap over a final hissing stack of fungal eggs and find yourself before the engine room door. Enter victorious, happy and glorious, long reign over us. The engine room is before you, light and music spill from under the door, queasy and persistent. The thick steel door is scored with bullet holes and held in place by tendrils of ropey white fungus. As you approach, you notice the damage done to the walls, riddled with bullets, old stains on the carpet. An attack was mounted on the engine room. Your music loud and clear from inside. An eerie green light pours through the hinges like flood water. Push open the door. The engine room is cold as the sunless sky. Your breath hangs in long chains before you. The boiler is off. The infernal gramophone stopped the boiler. Music is no better for being close to it. Before you lies a dense macabre of fungus and corpses. Hand and frond, on the wall suspended by fungus, is a body in the captain's uniform. Investigate the engine room. The corpses bear bullet wounds. They are unmarred by fungus, decaying in peace. Amongst the rank insignia, you spot a first officer, a chief engineer, and a conductor. All died violent deaths. There are far too few to count the whole crew. The boiler, a battered, antiquated, wheezing contraption, stands silent and broken. Strips of iron hang in front of it, as though it had suffered an explosion. Inside you find fungus amidst the ashes. Clumps and clusters of tendrils have sprout from the charcoal. When burnt, the spores would have infected the whole engine. We did brood upon the chaos, dark and rude, and bid its angry tumult cease, and give, for wild confusion, peace. O hear us when we cry to thee, for those in peril on the sea. Examine the captain's corpse. Here lies all that remains of Lieutenant Commander Percy Blythe. Percy Blythe. Percy or Percy? The corpse of the finest officer of his generation hangs from the wall, suspended by loops of pale fronds. His skin is sallow and strands of golden fungus crawl beneath it, his eyes open. Percy Blythe looks down on you. Blue fruiting mushrooms speckle his beard. Next to him the gramophone cackles out dreary anthems of years past. His mouth open too wide as he speaks, his jaws crack. Here come the grenadiers, my boys, who know no doubts or fears. They sing tow, row, 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 row the British grenadiers. Somehow he is alive. He groans, his mouth open impossibly wide, and a cloud of yellow spores emerges. I am all that's left. An oily liquid begins to drip from his left eye. I am a child of the grave garden. The voice alters, becoming more clipped, more static, like that of the voice of the gramophone. I am Lieutenant Commander Percy Blythe, captain of the Parzival. My task was to explore the wilderness and return home with new discoveries. He groans as though weeping. I am all that remains. I want to go home. Enter victorious, happy and glorious, long reign over us. What happened here? We met the children on Hybris. We sought to know each other, wanted to go to the wood, wanted to see what is kept from us. Percy is drooling as he speaks. The gramophone clicks as yet another patriotic dirge begins to play. Percy Blythe struggles in his bonds, pulling himself up to stand a little straighter. Make contact on Hybris. The fungus was so bright, so beautiful. His eyes shine gold. I brought it aboard. God forgive me. I wanted the crew to see, to know. Oil leaks from those hollow eyes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Some came willing, others refused to join us. We had to. Breaks up the silence, staring away into the middle distance. Here's a health unto her majesty with a la 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 confusion to her enemies. What happened to him? Percy Blythe launches into a long, meandering, slurred story of children and gardens, of a cruel king who needed it but did not love his subjects, despite their love for him, of knowledge denied and growth checked, of tyranny and freedom, of grief and betrayal and longing. The music bursts into sudden life. Percy jerks and fixes you with an infected eye. I was stupid. I thought we would be welcome here. We were welcome. We were loved. The children, the verdants, they want us. He begins to sob. It is a sad, squelching sound. I'm going to keep my distance, unfortunately. This is a... The oily burbling goes on for some time. Lieutenant Commander becomes rapidly more incoherent. Sometimes he weeps for Mother, other times for London. He believes himself in disgrace twice over. Eventually, the embarrassing affair comes to stop as Percy Blythe is left with glowing clouds of smoke from his mouth. His eyes vacant. What does he want now? Can he even go home? Lieutenant Commander Percy Blythe lets out a low moan and slumps forward. Chains of fungus adjust to accommodate this despair. Oh, slurs like a drunk man demanding another drink. On high burst mother smothered us there. She set out her children across the stars to learn. Traitors would we've been entering there, but now its king is dead. This craft failed before we could arrive. Body jerks as though shocked. Percy's face rises. Face you, London. He rasps, London. And the Parzival still fly? The answer is almost certainly no, but there's no harm in asking. No, the Lieutenant Commander hisses. His eyes rolling in his head. Sabotage, mutiny, ignorance, no fuel. The children too greedy, spread too fast like fire. The engine is broken, the crew are all gone. I am alone. His head lolls as though his neck were broken. Decide his fate. This cannot continue. Lieutenant Commander Percy Blythe, decorated hero of London's forces, first captain through the ad horizon, gazes at you. Slack-jawed and unseeing. Please, he rasps. Take me home. We'll finish this. He twitches. Just wanted to know what was kept from us in Traitors' Woods. Why did our king not love his children? Yeah. Fire is probably the proper answer here. The remnant of Percy Blythe does not appear to register as your response. His head bobs with the tilting of the engine. You back away from the door and quickly away through the rotting carriages of Parzival. Your crew do not need telling twice. With torches and pistols, you roam the fruiting carriages, igniting pump walls of fungus wherever you find them. You work from back to front until the locomotive blazes like a fireworks at the proms. Soon the engine will be little more than a smoldering husk. Somewhere in the conflagration burns Percy Blythe, but not for long. See the smoking wreck of the Parzival having purged it of its infection. Fate of the Parzival and its captain perished in flames. The Devils of Caroline claim to be experts in the assessment and improvement of the soul. They would describe yours as disappointingly clear, almost transparent. That was intense. Let's go ahead and return back to Titania. I hope there's something we can do about the terror while we're Fire is always the solution. And if fire doesn't work, use more of it. And the Parzival needed a healthy cleansing. The Genius Signaler receives a dose of medicinal port in the infirmary. After seeing a frozen corpse spin past the window, the experience has him shaken. The dead are hungry, he says. We will need to make an offer, or it'll come back and knock on the hall. It didn't take long for Skyfarers to shed their ridiculous old nautical superstitions and replace them with ridiculous new ones. Still better to keep the crew happy. Yeah, we have enough supplies. The rations spin away into the cellar mist. You will mourn the biscuits. Some of them have chocolate on. Oh no, we had us some chocolate biscuits. I mean, mild loss of terror was, I guess, something. almost back to Titania. Careful, Captain, Gigi Singer says. Lots of friends to marauders who hide in the woods. And the marauders have lost a lot to us, so it pays out. It equals out in the end. We have almost arrived to Titania. Just wish I could go a little bit faster. Almost there. Usually we make port at New Winchester, but this delightful sky garden will have to do, as we are all out of time. Alright, once we make port here. Alright, feel free to disembark. This is your conductor and Captain Firespit speaking. Thank you for traveling with us. And I hope you will enjoy your shore leave on Titania. Well, I hope you had a good time here as much as I did in the space train. As always, I hope you have a good day or good night wherever you may be. If you like my content, hit the like button. If you dislike my content, hit the dislike button. Both those help me out a lot. And if you want to catch my next recording or catch the next time I'm going live, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any errant thoughts at all, feel free to leave those down below in the comments. And until next time, ta-ta for now. Y'all have a good one.